It's time to find purpose. Start that passion project, learn a new skill, or just discover hobbies. How are you spending your time around your 9 to 5? Are you wasting your life away by slumping, watching TV, laying on the couch, and wasting 2 to 4 hours of your day by just feeling drained, tired, and following your emotion over taking action towards the life you want? 5 minutes decision can lead to hours of productivity, success, happiness, fulfillment. So today is the day to stop following the cycle and have more time with better energy, more focus, and live your life. So welcome back to Balance While Blooming. My name is Bridget. I'm 26 years old. I'm a wife, a stepmom. I work a full 9 to 5, and I balance my passion projects while I am working towards big goals, big dreams, and blooming into this person that I want to become. Now here I've created a community of people who are believing in themselves, building their own life with their dreams, balancing their own path as they bloom, grow, evolve, and become this next level. And today we want to talk about how you're wasting your days around a 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 is just one aspect of your life, one area of your life. It's your career, it's your job. It is something that, yes, gives you money, yes, gives you a structure towards your day, but it should not be the end all be all. You should have a life outside of your 9 to 5. You should be living your life with not only purpose, with passion, with this excitement to see what else is out there. And the life that you want requires energy, focus, intention, and the hobbies that you choose, the skills that you want to learn, the passion projects that you want, the lifestyle will all lead to not only joy, fulfillment, but purpose around your 9 to 5. I know so many people fall into that your purpose is your career, that your life and your job is your passion, and that all you do and all that energy that you have is drained into your 9 to 5. Well, let me tell you, that is not true. I want you to take action before your job or after your job and really take action with your life of what you can achieve, because it's important that you understand that there's time outside that 9 to 5, that 8 to 4, that 7 to 3, where you have that time to show up for yourself, be intentional, and live this life of bigger dreams, bigger goals, and bigger reality, that you're not just living for 2 weeks of the year, for that vacation time, for that time where you get off, or living just for the weekends. There's so much time. Each day is 24 hours. Be intentional and take action today towards what you want. And I'm going to give you guys some tips, tricks to start living your life around your 9 to 5. That job, that career can lead into you becoming this next level, this person of your dreams. First thing first is to rewire your default settings. We wake up and get into a system, habit, and routine where you just are on autopilot. I feel like we all go through it on days that you have your job. You wake up, you get ready, you go to work. When you get home, you decompress, then you slump because you're like, that was a whole day. My day's over. I showed up for my job and now I go to bed. No more of that. You need to separate your actions from your mood. There's no more bad days where you just sit and slump. And if you're tired, you can't just skip all that you wanted to do and go to sleep. And if you're stressed, you don't just push it all off till tomorrow. What we need to do is start with step 1 of when you go home or where you're going to go next. You need to break down your habits of what exactly do you do first, second, third, that is getting you in this slump. And it's time to rewire your brain, retrain your brain, because this is the most powerful tool you have, is this mindset shift, this action, and this brain that you have is letting you become this next person. Change your physical systems, change your mental wiring, change your thought process, go to the gym after work, go to the park after work, go to a coffee shop after work, or somewhere that is not going to let you go into your house, sit on your couch and slump it out. So you need to break and avoid your normal routines to become intentional with new habits. And we're going to do it one habit at a time. So for me, when I get out of work, I go home and instead of sitting on my couch, I am going to do the dishes, or I am going to go outside on my back deck and just journal or do something that is now not going to let me sit on the couch with my phone. I haven't even touched my phone, and I am limiting that excuse, system, habit, routine that I'm into, and I'm going to take action. If remove the things that are going to get you slumping on your couch or laying in your bed. What can you do to set yourself up for success? Do you need to lay out workout clothes so that you go for a walk so that you can get yourself energized and decompress from work? What do you need to do from turning off work mode and turning on life mode, where it's not, okay, my day is done, now my life is done. For today, I am shutting off and going. And that being said, you need to have a work mode and a life mode. You need to find that decompress and that balance between the two of your focus and your flow, that energy that you have at work, that energy, that effort, that mindset that you have at work. And then you need to have a flow mindset where it's like, are you going to do hobbies? Are you going to do action? Are you going to go after your passion? Are you just going to be joyful? Are you going to go surround yourself with people? What are you going to do? And who are you in each of those modes? Who are you? How do you act in each of those modes? And what is that switch? When is that moment where you can make the change? Have a debrief, have a clock out routine, have a check-in for your new life, either in the morning or at night, and have a plan of what you're going to do with these two versions of yourself and how you can shift from the different areas of life to become this new mode, this new level, and that you're not at the end of your work mode where you're tired, exhausted, and giving up, that you actually get to find balance and turn on that life mode of what are you going to get done, and you were focused, and now what is the flow? What is the next thing? What is that action that we are taking to show up as our next best self? And that being said, you need to think about what you even want. What are you going to enjoy? What is in each area? How are you going to do that? And that's the hobbies, your screen time, and your self-care. Create what those are, what you enjoy, what distractions you have, and what you need to focus on, what you want to focus on, and how you can shift those distractions into fulfillment. Find fulfillment in the small moments. Really romanticize your life. Understand your energy, balance, and life plans in every area of life. Find those friendships, find that accountability, create those passions, find purpose from within. Alone time is great. Take that time to slump and take time to really have that self-care and that time that you need. It is something that you schedule in slump times. You need to schedule in down times. But when can you expand your mind? When can you have joy? When can you have that happiness, and when can you challenge yourself to kind of step out of your comfort zone? Really understanding what categories you want, what hobbies you want, when your screen time is, when your slump time is, and when you can just focus on yourself, your self-care, and within you is so important, because it's important to understand not only your energy, what days are kind of more busy where you're just going to take a slump day, and when you can find that balance to really live life and feel successful and feel fulfilled. How are you even going to know and plan and time block all of these things? Is you scheduling your days with intention. When are your peak hours? For me, it's the morning. For you, it could be the afternoon, it could be the evening. When are you going to be your most successful? When are you going to have that time that you're truly missing out? And when are you at your peak to do your best? Now I'm going to do what works for me. So I wake up earlier. I wake up at 4 a.m. and that's when I work on my captions. I work on my recordings. I work on my editing. I do all this in the morning because that's my intentional me time to work on my skills, work on my passions, work on my purpose. Then I go to work from 8 to 4-ish. Depending on the day, I'm usually home by 5 o'clock, and then it's family time. It is friend time. It's anything that I want to set myself up for a nice slump. But then I go to bed early. Now, for some people, they go to bed later, and that's when they do their passions. That's when they learn their new skills. That's when they work on their hobbies. All of that being said, what part of your day are you missing out on? What can you do to be more efficient with when you have the most energy, when you have the most joy, and what matters to you? Now, if I was all about family and friendship right now and not about passion and purpose and my own fulfillment and self-care, I would have to take that shift and shift more towards the evening and afternoon. But my family knows during the week, I wake up early. I like to wake up. I like to work on my passions. I like to work on my purpose. I like to go to the gym for myself. And during the week, that is what I do. Now, on the weekends, I shift. I wake up around 4 to 5 a.m., but I stay up until 9 o'clock at night so that I can have that family time, I can have that friendship time, and I can show up for myself. And between that, I am blocking in my wants, my needs. I'm being intentional because I'm planning my time, and I'm zooming out on my week to understand these days are for really heavy, hard work days. And these days I need some more slump time at night. I know I'm going to be exhausted, but I can focus in the morning. Can I make that shift to be more intentional with my morning and slump at night? Then there's some days where I know that I'm going to have to reset my brain, really go into that self-care, take care of myself, and I'm going to have to do a slow morning and take a slow night, or less intentional and more just leisure fun afternoon. That's all about the wants and your needs, and you're zooming out and blocking your life for the best hours for you based off your schedule, your life, and your reality. It's all figuring out what works for you in your life by time blocking it, knowing your peak hours, and planning with intention for when you're missing out, how you can make those shifts, and how you can be the most efficient with your passions, purpose, mindset, all of that, that you can have all the hobbies that you want. Now, what are you even going to do, right? It's all about the list. I'm challenging you to have lists of what you want to do, what you need to do, and just to-dos that make you excited. Limit your mind from the excuses and able to slump. Give yourself a list of options, of opportunities, possibilities, bucket lists, things to achieve, things to explore, things to try. Shift when necessary when you feel like you're getting into that slump again, or you're wasting your time, or you're wasting your energy. What actions can you take? What shifts can you make? And what do you want to achieve, explore, or try that is going to get you out of your comfort zone and maybe make you even more joyful, fulfilled, and happy than ever before, because you gave yourself the opportunity to have those possibilities, try those new things, and take the time to plan in something new that you don't have to think about it. Take the time now to really plan what you want to do, what you need to do. This can also be time in your life where you do an extra load of laundry, but then you get to slump. It's all about that balance of, do you have to do the dishes? Do you have to clean an area of your house? When can you be intentional with these systems and routines for you to show up as your best self, as this person of your dreams? And what lists and excitement and activities can you do, not only by yourself, but with the people around you? Because it's time to become accountable. Not only is this community accountable for you, because we want you to believe, we want you to build this life and find that balance so that you can bloom and become next level, but your friends want that. Your loved ones want that. Your family wants that. And it's time for you to tell them exactly what you want to do and hold yourself accountable to stop wasting your days too. That now you owe them something. They're going to push you to show up. You're going to feel mentally held accountable and be like, I need to show up for them because I told them I was going to get this done. Now it's time to make sure that you hit those check-ins, that you're not doing life alone, and that you have the support to explain and show them what has changed, what actions you want to take, and how you're going to show up for your best self. How are you going to become this person? What are you going to do? How is this going to look like for you? And it's okay if you've wasted years of your life, days of your life, months of your life. It's time to work in that balance of figuring out what you need, what routines, systems, skills, habits, and it all takes practice. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes a mindset shift that you need. But this is your sign. This is your opportunity to start walking into the right direction, to start planning with intention, changing your mindset and understanding that this time that you're wasting in your life is time that you can be taking action, that you can be fulfilling other things, and that time is limited. We all get the same 24 hours, but what you do with yours is different than what I do with mine. And we are all on our own journey. We are all on our own path. You need to pursue those passions. You need to discover yourself. You need to learn something new. You need to become intentional and understand that there's a time for productivity, there's a time for calmness, and there's a time for joy. And you can have it all if you are achieving greatness and feeling free to control your days. And yes, there's time for slump and reset, but if you don't feel fulfilled within anymore, it's time to step away from your career. I am very career driven. I love my job. I have a lot of passion with my job. I think that working hard is a purpose for me, and that what I'm doing is right now in this lifetime the best thing for me. If I put it all in, I'm going to get raises. I'm going to do well. I'm going to show up for myself. But I also need to know that I have passions. I want to follow a different purpose. I have hobbies that I want to do. And taking a step back in my life right now, I started reading 2 years ago. I started journaling, started meditating, started going back to the gym in a different way, started walking, started spending time with friends, traveling. All of these things are ways that you need to take action around your job. Your job is one area of life, and deciding to make that change, pursue your passions, and discover what really within you makes you happy, fulfilled, brings you joy, things you just wanted to try, but you feel like you never have the time. Make that time. Learn something new. Go after what you want. Feel free to achieve greatness. Feel that slump and make a reset. Take a slump day and show up better the next day. And then feel fulfilled from within with that joy, that happiness, that surrounding of not just showing up and wasting your days, and really living with this intention. And let me tell you, you can do this. And I will be here to hold you accountable. Drop what you want to accomplish. Let me know on Instagram. And this community of people are all trying to level up, be better, and become their best self, which means balancing all areas of life. And the only way you can do that is by showing up every day, blooming, and changing what works for you, what doesn't work for you, trial and error, grow, evolve, and make those changes, because you are building the life of your dreams. And it all starts by believing that it's possible, understanding that it's possible, and understanding that you need to believe in yourself, that you have the time, that you have the energy, and that you have the choice today to make that change. And I cannot wait to see how you guys start living your life with intention, with purpose, with fulfillment and joy, because it is important that you live beyond your job and you start going after the things that excite you and make you feel like your best self today. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.